Pixel here, and today we're talking about everyone's favorite sport, Quidditch. Today I'm going to be talking all about Quidditch, the rules, how to play, and even some interesting facts. For a quick rundown on what Quidditch is, it's a wizarding sport played on broomsticks. There are two teams consisting of 7 players, and there are 3 gold hoops on each side of the Quidditch pitch. The teams are competing to get the most points by scoring balls through those hoops or by catching the golden snitch. And if that doesn't make sense, it will here in a moment. There are 3 different types of balls used in the game, and each one has a different purpose. First, there's a quaffle ball that looks a lot like this. Now, the quaffle ball is the ball that's most heavily focused on by most of the players, and that's because it's the ball that the team are getting back and forth from each other, and they need to score through the respected team's hoop to gain a point. Next, there is the bludger, and it looks like this. And this is definitely the scariest ball of the game, but that's because it is used to actually try and knock players off of their broomsticks, and this deters other players from being able to score points. Then there's arguably the most important ball of the game, and that is the golden snitch. Now, the golden snitch is so important because there is one player on each team whose only goal is to catch the snitch. Now, the golden snitch is fast, it's small, and it is hard to see when you are racing around on a broomstick. But catching the snitch is the only way to end the game, and the catching player receives 150 points for their team. It is a game changer. While it is not always the case that whoever catches the golden snitch is the winner, it definitely gives the team the edge, and in a lot of cases is what wins the game. Now, let's talk about the different positions on the team. Like I said earlier, there are 7 players per team, and there are 4 different positions for those 7 players. The first position is the chaser, and there are 3 chasers per team. The chasers are going back and forth with the quaffle ball, trying to score points past the keeper into one of the 3 Quidditch hoops. Next, there are 2 beaters per team, and the beaters are the only players who have bats. But the reason for that is that they are hitting away bludgers from their chasers and trying to redirect them towards the chasers on the other team. Then there is 1 keeper per team, and the keeper is similar to a goalie in the manner that they are blocking anybody from throwing a quaffle ball through one of the 3 hoops behind them. Then there is 1 seeker per team, and the seeker is that player that I mentioned earlier whose one goal is to catch the golden snitch in the game and win their team 150 points. Now, for the average Harry Potter fan, all of that was probably common knowledge, but I wanted to just go over how the game's played and what those positions and equipment looks like. Now I want to get down into the nitty-gritty and go over 8 basic rules that have been released for Quidditch. The first rule is that no player can leave the boundaries of the Quidditch pitch. If they do, the ball will be surrendered over to the opposite team. Now, they can, however, fly as high as they would like, so long as they stay within the boundary lines. Rule number 2, only a team captain can call a timeout. Rule number 3, penalties can be awarded by referees. If a penalty is awarded, a single chaser is chosen to take the penalty shot, and the opposition's team keeper can actually keep blocking the shot. Rule number 4, contact is allowed, but no player is allowed to take a hold of another player or the player's broomstick. Rule number 5, no player can be switched out at any time during the game, even if the player is too injured to continue. Rule number 6, a player can take their wand on the pitch with them as they play the game, but they cannot use the wand on themselves, another player, a spectator, a referee, or any of the 4 balls. Basically, they can't use the wand. A game can only end in one of 2 ways: by the seeker catching the golden snitch, or by the team captains agreeing to end the match. The longest game ever recorded was said to be 3 months, though we have very little information on what that game is. It's just something Oliver Wood told Harry. Rule number 8 is that only a keeper can block a quaffle ball shot from an opposing team. So that means that one of the chasers, beaters, or seeker cannot block the shot. What I find most interesting about Quidditch, however, is that there are actually 700 different fouls that can be made. While not all of them have been made publicly accessible, we do know that all of the fouls were committed in one single game. This was the 1473 Quidditch World Cup. Some of the most notable fouls committed in that game, however, are trying to attack another opponent with an axe, setting someone's broom on fire, or even releasing blood-sucking bats from under the captain's robe. As you can see, Quidditch gets quite competitive. Well, everyone, that's all I have for you today. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button down below. And if you want to see more content like this from me, go ahead and hit the subscribe button to not miss any future videos. If you have a suggestion or something you'd like to see me make a video about, go ahead and leave that below in the comments.